So Destined Rivals is continuing to perform even during the summer, even at its already high price point from being released. It's doing Destined Rivals things. Now, I feel like I've said that with Evolving Skies, like Evolving Skies is doing Evolving Skies things with, recently booster boxes have pretty much gone up to $2,500 during the summer when all the other Sword and Shield boxes really haven't been doing much. Scarlet and Violet, other sets have been performing as well, but Destined Rivals being this new and this expensive already is insane. And it came out the gate already so expensive, and it's so shocking that it has just hit a new milestone. And I don't know if I should be surprised or not because, this was the most hyped up set in Scarlet and Violet by far. People were talking about it for so long, and the performance and the release of the set was really great, very popular, and I could just tell from after a few weeks of the set being released that prices were probably not going to drop that much, and the demand just seemed to be too strong. And here we are. It has now been almost 2 months since this set has been released, and yeah, it has gone up quite a bit from being released, and it was already so expensive. But if you look at the singles, it's not entirely surprising, right, of why it's gone up. Because obviously, we haven't gotten any restocks of Destined Rivals, right? We haven't gotten any more supply. So if you look at how the demand is with this set, you look at the card values being this stable since they're pretty much the exact same price, maybe a little bit more expensive than when they were at release, basically, or shortly after release. Now 2 months later, it's just a recipe for sealed going up, right? On the top chase card, Team Rocket's Mewtwo is still almost $400. The guard shop is $200. These other cards are still above $100. Yeah, the total set value is still a little bit over $2,000. The next most expensive main set, I believe, may be Paldea Evolved, Surging Sparks, Twilight Masquerade, one of those sets, right? But looking at Destined Rivals, it is still much more expensive than those. But yeah, it's just at this point not really, I guess, too surprising. With just the demand that the set has been very stable and sealed product has been going up, but it's just so crazy to see where it's at now. And I guess I'll go to my point what I want to talk about here. So here it is. The booster box has hit $300, okay, with confirmed sales, okay? And I'm going to show you guys eBay as well, what's been happening with that. Yeah, I didn't think it was going to get here. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I said it when, Destined Rivals was coming out. I thought they would stay at 250 for a couple of months. I said that, and I thought it was true because 250 out the gate is very expensive. And I'm like, okay, even if card prices are still pretty expensive, 250 for a booster box out the gate, I don't see it going much higher in the next couple months. Maybe I was being too conservative because, man, prices have gone up to $300 now, just a little bit under 2 months after being released. So it's gone up about $50 to $60 from where it was at release. If we see here where it bottomed, it was about 245, like around there, like around 245, like down here, right? So they've gone up what? That's $55 in just from here, like about a month. So pretty crazy stuff, right? That Destined Rivals is now $300, which at this point puts it, I believe, in second place, being the second most expensive booster box. I believe it is a bit more expensive than Twilight Masquerade. So yeah, it's pretty expensive, and just being this new, where is it going to go in the future, right? If we're seeing it this crazy out the gate, and that is something I'm going to discuss here shortly. So you can see the supply on the market. There is not that much, which is crazy to say. Like, you can see there's like one box here, one box here. On this page, there's I think about 15 boxes. Goes to 310. On this page, it goes to like the 320s, but there's just not that much supply, guys. This set, you got to think about. It's not even 2 years. It's not even 2 months old yet, and there's not pages and pages of supply of this box because there's just not that much, right? It's kind of crazy to say, but for a set being 2 months old, you would think there'd be tons of supply. You look at all of these numbers, guys. There's not that many, right? And if the demand continues with Destined Rivals over the next few months and we don't get more supply, we could see this going higher than 300, which sounds absolutely ridiculous, but it's possible. You look, obviously, when prices have gone up, sales volume has decreased, right? This is not too surprising, but still, at least 10 boxes are selling per day, which box $300, being not even 2 months old, is pretty good. So, Destined Rivals now at 300. I want to make a point here. So remember, you guys have seen my Destined Rivals booster boxes, right? I pre-ordered 5, okay, just 5 Destined Rivals booster boxes. My average cost is around 220, okay. And some people said, "What are you doing, right? Why are you buying a booster box at 220 at release? Like, you're dumb. You shouldn't be doing this, right? Or you should just keep waiting and waiting." But my point I was trying to make was, okay, let's say this box does go up a lot more, right? Which it has, right? And it's only not even 2 months old. If this goes up to a certain price point, when they restock it / reprint it, whatever happens, right? Because it's gonna get restocked. I'm not saying it's not. It's gonna get restocked. It's gonna get reprinted. It's gonna happen. But by the time it gets restocked or reprinted, where is it going to be after that? And at the end of this video, I'm going to show you guys what I mean by that. Reprints and restocks don't always mean price crashes. People in their mind have this bad sort of, I guess, relationship with these two words of, reprint or restock meaning crash in price. That's not what that means, because it sometimes doesn't mean it at all. So in my mind, I'm like, okay, I know this is the most hyped up set. I know this is a great main set. I don't want to have 0 of this set, right? And I was able to find a few places selling them for a bit under market, because at the time market was around like 250, 260, and I was able to find them for like 220, and I bought a few from different places, and now I only have 5. But I'm so glad I at least bought something, because the fact that it's not even 2 months old and they're already $300, even when this gets restocked, reprinted, I don't know when it's going to happen. Hopefully it's soon so that they drop more, but if they don't happen soon, and let's say maybe the restocks reprints happen in a month or so, I don't know where prices are going to be there. And will they drop to below 220? It's kind of iffy. Now you're looking at prices, right? And how strong the set's been. That whole thought that people are still thinking about MSRP, and this is why I talk about MSRP not being the greatest price point ever to just only use that to invest into. I mean, I don't know. This set being this strong and looking at the sales and everything, it's looking further and further away from, I guess, going down to MSRP, at least from, the most, I guess, the next restock or reprint that's going to happen, right? Which is why I bought a little bit of the booster boxes. I bought a very minuscule amount compared to what I buy for some other stuff, because I wanted something just in the case they don't drop lower than what I paid for. I would at least have something. But some people obviously said, it's FOMO, you're FOMOing. Well, we'll see. When restocks, reprints come, we'll see where prices drop. But I highly doubt whatever reprint restock we get, I highly doubt they're going to MSRP. So for me, looking at what's going on now, I'm at least happy I bought something, right? I bought a few, so I at least have a little bit of this set, because who knows where it's going to go before it gets reprinted. But yeah, pretty crazy. It's at $300 and it's not 2 months old yet. So, I mean, it's ridiculous. Now, when you look at the cases on TCG Player actually are a bit cheaper than buying loose boxes as of recording this, because I don't know where sales will be for this booster box case, because there's no premium. If you do the math, $17.50 divided by 6, it comes out to $292. What was the price I just showed you guys for loose booster boxes? Or $300, so you're saving like $8 per box, and plus you're also getting a sealed case. So there's no premium right now on TCG Player. So I truly believe, looking at right here, there's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cases for under $2,000. Looking at sales volume, I wouldn't be surprised if these sell out within the next week here. But I really think next few days, these are probably going to be gone, because these ones have 0 case premium. And right now, since the booster boxes are $300, and if you can get, doing the math, any cases $1,800 or under, you're not paying any premium. There's going to be people out there buying these. I'm not saying it's a good investment at all, but people will take advantage if there is no case premium on these booster boxes. So that is interesting to see that on TCG Player, you can actually get them without a case premium, but eBay is a different story. If you go on eBay, you can see booster boxes. You're finding loose booster boxes. No big seller has massive amounts of these, and they're not selling for a discount. Booster boxes, they're going for $290 to upwards of $300+ on eBay. You're not getting any deals, but like I said, it's worth noting that the cases, right, on TCG Player are cheapest. Right now, if you go on eBay, there is one seller here that has one case for $1,800, but the other cases here are not very cheap. Not $1,200. Why was I saying that? $2,000, right? Here $1,919, so you're still paying. I think this was like $320 a case, something like, or $320 a box. $1,900 here, $2,300 here. So you can see this one is from a smaller seller, so I don't know if this is, the best person to buy from, but you saw TCG Player, no case premium at all. So I'm not recommending to buy at this price, right? I'm not saying that, but for the just what's going to happen in this market, those seemingly are probably going to be sold out somewhat soon, right? Because there's no case premium. Now, moving on to some other products, it's very interesting to me that the PC ETB, even though the set has been performing extremely well, booster box is performing extremely well, the PC ETBs have done absolutely nothing since being released. You can see here from this, graph, look at how flat this has been since being released. And this is not like a, glitched graph or anything. Look at where it was. It dropped to 181, right? What is it right now? 185 or a little bit more, like almost 190. That's like nothing. It hasn't increased basically at all since being released. I do believe there is a large amount of PC ETBs, which is possibly the reason why these haven't really gone up. I don't know how much the promo is going for or anything like that, but it is surprising not a single uptick from this graph. If you look at the past month, I mean, it's just going up and down like a few dollars. But overall, it hasn't done a single thing. Now, normal ETBs also have not really done much since being released. You can see here, they dropped all the way down to around 90, and now they're about $90. And here's the point I want to make with reprints and stuff. Look at Surging Sparks. This box, within the past few months, it was reprint. You guys remember, right? This reprint that when they bought them to like 225. But what did they drop from? They dropped from 250, and this was a reprint. They dropped from 250 to 225, or 215 actually. It was actually 215 where it bought them. So it dropped what? $30 from a reprint. This was like reprint, guys, okay? So you can see, no crash here. Where is it at now? It's back to basically what it was at before the restock, or the reprint, I mean, right? And this was a reprint. Twilight Masquerade, what happened here? A reprint, right? A reprint happened. What happened? Prices really didn't go down at all. I'm pretty sure this was the window of the reprint. This is the only thing. If you look at the past year, this is really the. I mean, this was, I guess, this was just when prices were going down randomly here. But this was the actual reprint with the Surging Sparks thing, right? It was like around here where they dropped what? What is that? $20 from a reprint. And this is Twilight Masquerade earlier this year. And it was dropping from a lower price point, $230. So it could have gone down further, but it only dropped $20 and went back up. And now they're $270. It's gone down a bit from where it was at previously. It was almost like $300, so it's been going down a tiny bit. But still, you can see from a reprint, no crashes, right? So I'm just making this video to talk about just Destined Rivals. Its performance has been very strong, right? And this is why, I don't advocate and think investing at only MSRP for like booster boxes, special set ETBs, those sorts of things. I don't advocate for that strategy because you can see by how the market behaves and how this stuff works for these very popular sets. Think about it, for Destined Rivals, whenever it gets reprinted and restocked to go to MSRP, it'd have to like cut by 50%. You know how ridiculous of a decrease that is from a reprint for the most hyped up set, most popular main set in this era? It's ridiculous to even think that's possible. And just by looking at this, I mean, if people still think Destined Rivals, at least for this next thing, restock, whatever to happen, if that's going to go to MSRP, I think it's ridiculous. Look at the performance. You think a $300 booster box, the most hyped up thing, is going to cut in half in price from a restock or reprint? Looking what Surging Sparks, Twilight Masquerade did after being reprinted? I don't think so, right? But hey, maybe they drop some massive supply. They only print booster boxes out of anything, and then they crash. Maybe, but have we ever really seen a 50% drop in a booster box for the most hyped up thing? I don't really think so. So that's all I want to show you guys here. Destined Rivals has been performing extremely well. And this is why, like I told you guys in the beginning, I wanted to have something of this set. Just in case. Let's say it gets reprinted. Right? I don't know what the price will be. Let's say theoretically it gets reprinted and only drops to maybe like $270. Right? Let's say that happens theoretically. I would at least have bought some at $220. Let's say it never goes down further, which I don't know is possible. Maybe it does, right? It's more likely if they keep printing and printing, maybe it'll happen if the market starts going down, right? But if it never goes below what I paid for with these boxes previously, I at least have a few of them instead of zero, because I want some Destined Rivals. I don't want to have zero Destined Rivals at the end of the day. It's a great set, right? So hopefully this video shows you guys just the investing strategy of MSRP still holds to be, especially for some of these sets, not a very good strategy. and just Destined Rivals. I mean, it's just shown to be a very strong set. And it's now $300 a booster box, just under 2 months of being released. Pretty crazy. So that's all I want to show you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.